Hello, and welcome back. It's the African Humanist. I'm back again with this video. Right, so let's get into this. This lady has 7 husbands. She has never cut her hair. Apparently, she has the ability to raise the dead and has 7 husbands. She's actually a Ugandan spiritualist. Allman, that's her name, Allman, popularly known as the Female Samson. In an interview with Afrimax, Allman said she was made to marry some residents from her city where she lives by the elders of her deities in a bid for her to produce children. According to her, her services to the deity require that she gives birth to as many children as possible, but she can only give birth to just 1 child per husband. I am a traditional doctor. I use the power of the dead to heal other people, and to be able to do that, I have to marry to get power and also avoid punishment from my elders. And so this is what has led her into polyandry, and she currently has 6 children. So she's had 1 child per 6 husbands and is yet to give birth for her recent husband. Allman said she and her husbands live in harmony. They each have their own homes, which she has built for them prior to marrying them. And she chooses who she sleeps with, but they don't all live together. So she goes to whoever's home she needs to go to when she needs to go to their home. And yeah, she doesn't walk on her foot apparently. She receives queenly treatment from her husbands, and she's constantly conveyed in a palanquin. I could never say that word. Some people say she doesn't sweat, and 2 of them are, and 2 people are dedicated to fanning her. I will let her tell you herself about herself.
She lives differently than most people you have ever seen. She has never cut down her hair ever since she was born. She says she brings dead people back to life. She married 7 husbands and says she might add more if elders ask her to do so. Interestingly, she lives peaceful with all those 7 husbands. How did she manage to do this? Do they live in harmony? Meet a woman who married and lives with 7 husbands. This shocked everyone. Marriage is legally or formally recognized as the union of 2 people as partners, mainly a man and a woman. In many cases, we have always heard of a man marrying more than 1 wife. As of today, we'll bring you a story of a woman who married not 1, not 2 or 3, but 7 husbands. It's known as polyandry. Polyandry is a form of polygamy in which a woman takes 2 or more husbands at the same time. She's a traditional doctor. meaning she gives people traditional medicine. Traditional medicine is the sum total of the knowledge, skill, and practices based on the theories and beliefs and experiences indigenous to different cultures, whether explicable or not, used in the maintenance of health as well as in the prevention, diagnosis, improvement, or treatment of physical and mental illness. She says she uses power from the dead to heal other people. She believes she can also bring back life of people after death.
Abantu bakera bapfuye bakagaruka. Baba barapfuye ari abantu bagiraga neza bakifuza ko nabandi bantu batahura n'ibibazo. Nibwo baduhaye izo mbaraga ngo tujye tuvura abantu be guhura n'ibibazo. Ujya wumva wa mugabo bita Samson wo muri Bibiliya. Umusatsi yari afite. Ni nk'uyu wanjye rero nanjye.
I'm the only child at home. This hair of mine is from the family. Even my grandmother never shaved her hair, and that's where I get my superpowers from. Think you have ever heard of the biblical icon, Samson, who was renowned for the prodigious strength that he derived from his uncut hair. She says that even her neighbors don't understand how one can marry more than one husband. They are always shocked by her lifestyle. Here, she explains why she chose to have many husbands. As she says, she did this so as to avoid punishment from the elders.
Nanjye ntabwo ari iki. Ibundi jewe nahubiye ko ntiyobora. Nyoborwa n'abakuru. Kuba n'abagabo benshi rero n'abakuru babintegetse.
As you know, I don't control myself. And living with many husbands was an order from the elders. That was when I was given these superpowers. The elders commanded me to make sure and produce more and more children. And I was told I should not have more than one child on one man. And that explains the reason why I had to marry more than 6 husbands. It was something strange to my mind and shocking when I heard this. But I had to comply with these orders. If not, I would get seriously punished. After my heavy punishments, I had to agree with the elders to make their wish come true. And now, when one hears my story, they are shocked of how one can live with so many husbands at one time. The woman says she's not the only one who chooses these husbands. Instead, she's directed to a husband by the spiritual elders. And it doesn't take too long to convince him to be her husband.
Hari igihe mba ndyamye nka nijoro nk'abakuru bakanzanira ishusho y'umugabo.
Sometimes when I'm asleep, the elders bring me a vision of a man. They do that after learning of someone's behaviors. After having such a vision, what I do next is look for that person. And most times, people in my vision are not always far from this area. So I call them up here and we talk. Due to my spiritual powers, no one can reject me. When I ask them to be my husband, they all agree. No one has ever rejected my proposal. When asked if they all live in one house, she says no. Instead, she built houses for each of her husbands. So far, she has built 7 homes for these 7 husbands. And she adds that if the elders tell her to marry more, she has no problem of having more than 7 husbands. When it's time for making love, it depends on who I want. I'm the one who chooses where to sleep and make love. Because I build each and everyone a house, I visit whoever I want, and I satisfy their needs. There is no husband who has ever complained about anything, and none of them can dare try cheating on me. My superpowers can show it to me before it happens, and before one thinks of it. And I have a timetable for each and everyone. As there are 7, each one has a day that I visit his home. So far, I have produced 6 children from 6 husbands, and there remains 1 husband. People out here fear me so much that they can't even talk to me. They wonder how I live with all these 7 men, and wonder how they have never ever had a single quarrel between us. But I'm just a normal person like anyone else, though my superpowers can protect me and there is no one who can attack me. We took time and talked to the 7th husband, as others were busy doing other activities. He tells us what it feels like becoming a husband to someone who has more and more husbands.
ntabwo twakundanye igihe kirekire ariko haciyeho urukundo nta bantu bashobora kubana nawe urabizi badakunda.
Well, we did not fall in love for so long. She's a doctor here. She has treated a million sick people and we all love and cherish what she does. Once she took the phone, called, then invited me to her house and then proposed me and said she wants me to be her husband. It was time for me to make a family, so I was happy for the proposal and then said yes. She's doing well and doing everything for us, and surprisingly, having other men here increased our love for each other. We don't have jealous for one another. One of the reasons we love her so much is her kindness and care. She respects us and treats us as men, which is different to what other people say. Having found her here at home, which is also the office at the same time, she showed us a glimpse of what she can do to people. When treating people, she asks the elders for the support, and they also respond and tell her what to do.
muje kwivuza mwembi cyangwa niwe wenyine? babyeyi mwambwiye ko imvura igwa nzabahamagara mu kanyita izuba riva nzabahamagara. muraho data, muraho. abana bafite ikibazo mubyeyi.
Koze umubyeyi.
Our capacity to draw happiness from aesthetic objects or material goods in fact seems critically dependent on a fast satisfying or more important range of emotional or psychological needs. Among them, the need for understanding, for love, expression, and respect. All happiness or unhappiness solely depends upon the quality of the object which we are attracted by love. Thank you for watching. I'm Elijah and this is Afrimax English. Remember to subscribe.
In my own opinion, I don't know what she needs 7 husbands for. I really don't know, because they look really miserable. If you ask me, they look really, really miserable. And what's the point in marrying so many and they all look miserable? I'm sure they're happy they've got houses, but come on now. And yeah, that hair looks suspicious. That hair just looks very, very suspicious. And did you hear her? She said her hair is likened to the story of Samson in the Bible. Somehow the Bible always has to be roped into these stories. Somehow Christianity has to be roped into these stories. Whether you like it or not, Christianity it's ingrained in the system. And now her hair is like likened to Samson. Well, this is funny, and yeah, I wish them all the best. If she has so much powers, why can't she use the powers to make these men look better, make them look great, make her situation great, make herself, rich? And I don't know, I can never seem to understand people when they have powers and everybody around them is miserable. I honestly don't get it. I honestly don't. Anyways, thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this story. of this lady and her 7 husbands. I think I might move to Uganda. Who knows? Maybe I might go there. Who knows? The elders might tell me to marry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 10. Who knows? No, thank you. This lifestyle is not for me. I would rather be on my own than not have miserable husbands. Thank you very much, and I will see you on my next video.